How's it going today, guys? Nova Online in the last week has been in constant misery, and it's all because of his own actions. After Gideon discovered who he was, Nova Online panicked and had to scurry into his garbage heap. He was basically Oscar the Grouch maxing, tunneling through his garbage. His mom probably stepped on him a few times. She probably thought they finally got the Ultra Rat. The FEV finally hit the scene, but no, it was just Nova running through there. And the only time he could ever build up enough courage to poke his head out was when Monday Night Raw or AEW was on, and that would inspire the chome. He would get up, he would brush himself off, not shower, brush his teeth or anything, go and grab his championship belts and just parade around the front yard. And after doing that a couple of times, taking revenge on most likely everyone on the chome list, this somehow led to Nova sparking a bright idea. He's like, alright, if my reputation is in the trash, and everybody I get into contact with has a stain on their reputation just by being in contact with me, well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to find a professional wrestler. He had been in NXT before. His name is Dijak, and I'm going to have him unknowingly promote Nova Cord brand. You know, Nova has done this a couple of times, namely on Discords filled with innocent people. He'll go into them knowing that these are going to get criticized, called out, and people are going to question why you're even in there in the first place. But he's going to go in, spread his misery around knowingly, dip out, and leave everybody else with a whole bunch of problems. So when he had this bright idea, he contacts this guy. Well, I shouldn't say contact. He bought a cameo from the dude and was like, hey, will you promote my business for me? I'm a huge fan. You know, I got a lot of haters, but this business is great. We give money to charity, and I think this will be great for your brand as well. And we'll talk about the charity aspect in just a little bit. So the guy was like, all right, that sounds like a reasonable thing to do. He took Nova's money, probably didn't think much of it, even though Nova left out the most crucial, important parts. Hey, I'm a known internet poetita. This is a known brand created by a poetita, and people are going to know about this and call you out for it for no reason than I tricked you. But yes, please go ahead with this. And not only did he just get this personal cameo, he posted to his TikTok, which only caused a bunch of people to run to this guy's Twitter, TikTok, Instagram to let him know who Nova Online actually is.
Alright everyone, so, yeah. I managed to get in contact with one of my favorite pro wrestlers from 2019, and he has a little bit of a message for you regarding Nova Cord, so give it a watch.
Hey everyone, this is pro wrestling superstar Donovan Dijak, and I want you to feast your eyes on Nova Cord Paracord. All bracelets and keychains are handmade, top of the line quality, and a portion of all sales go to mental health and environmental charities. You absolutely, positively cannot beat that. Check out Nova Cord Paracord right now. That's enough talk. Now it's time to do or die, Jack.
Why was Nova's beginning so like, my dad's in the military and you better never mess with me coded? He's like, I somehow got into contact with this pro wrestler and he's got some news for you guys, buddy. And it's like, Nova, you paid this man. He obviously has no idea who you are. Why are you trying to spin this as you've got some major contact in the pro wrestling community? Like, listen, we know if you knew a single person you used to watch on NXT, WWE, AEW, you would be losing your mind, fanning out on TikTok. So don't try to pull that ploy. You completely pulled a veil over this man's head and tried to sacrifice his reputation so you could scare off some of the haters. I mean, I'm imagining namely Gideon. You went for the hot tag and he was just nowhere to be found. He realized who you was. He's like, oh gosh, this guy isn't worth my time, and he had to dip out. And not only did he dip out, he called you out. He sends Nova Online a message like, hey, how dare you try to do this to me and my reputation? You know, I know you yourself. You don't care about things like that. You're a degenerate. You'll continue to do this stuff over and over again. But I want people in my community, my family, to look at me with a little bit of respect and dignity, sir. So how about you never get into contact with me again? And, you know, he didn't say this, but this is just something to add to it. Don't try to pull this ploy on anybody else, because you know, he's probably thinking of it. And let's not forget, Nova also had the audacity to tell somebody in the comment section that this man owed him an apology. Not only do you owe this guy an apology, but you need to make an hours long video apologizing to everybody who watched you pause South Park. I know for a lot of them it was from their own doing, but you still need to apologize for it. You need to apologize to your family, everybody who's ever been in a Discord with you, and especially those people you took advantage of, Nova. So don't you sit there and say, this man owes you an apology. You tried to ruin his career, because you're getting called out, reasonably so. But when he's not thinking about that, he's just laying around acting all depressed because he can no longer get on Discord and act weird. Well, I say no longer, but there's even more scrutiny and worry about it to him, because he knows Gideon could be around the corner whenever he's feeling it, whenever he wants to chat up somebody he's not supposed to. Gideon could be there, and that's just something that scares Nova to his core. So he decided to get on stream for like a solid 4 or 5 minutes. Shout out to McGrubba for finding this. And while he's sitting there just complaining, someone, the boogeyman, emerges from the shadows and scares Nova to his core. You have never seen him run so fast when somebody started donating money, but when Gideon started donating to him, he pieced out of there. Doesn't make you look suspicious at all, Nova.
And hasn't had a job. Hilton had a job since August of 2024. You can't fucking trust anyone. I have no one to fucking go to, okay? No one fucking listens. Fuck my life, I'm gonna go fuck myself.
This guy is so great at live streams, isn't he? I mean, there was at least 3 or 4 minutes I cut out of that just because it was dead silence. Who opens up a live stream to get some pity points because you're just laying there, just laying in the very bottom of the muck, lying with the filth, just to signify where you're at life? And he doesn't even showcase that. It's aiming up at the ceiling, and everyone's just like, Nova, why are you doing this? Why? Just talk to Gideon. That's all he wants to do. It doesn't make too much sense for you to come on here and have a pity party and say that nobody is listening to you when there's a brand new person willing to hear you out, willing to hear your story. I mean, if this was Cyrax, he would be so excited to tell another 7-year version. Now, just like you, when they start throwing out some facts and throwing out some proof, DMs, you're probably not going to be too happy with it, especially when the Nova files pop up and things of that nature. But that's neither here or there. If you truly wasn't concerned about it, if it was all fake, and this guy, Gideon, he deals with that kind of stuff, I would guarantee you there's been times he had to weed out some fake crap. So he would probably be best suited to deal with this. People like him, Alex, Skeeter Jean, Chris Hansen, you know, but you don't want to talk to them. As soon as they show up in your live streams, you got to get out of there immediately. You can't be trusted. So instead of running away from your problems like you always do, just ducking and hiding, just face it for once. Face these heinous accusations and prove to everybody that we're all wrong, that they were all fake, it was AI now, and that's the end of the Nova story. But now let's move on to some odd videos that Solidus Nova was able to recover. Shout out to Solidus. That Nova is going bald, and just a random video he sent as a cameo of him crying. I imagine it was a mistake, but I'll talk more after you guys see it because it's really odd.
What's going on, Sam? It's Nova Kadri. I wanted to let you know that there's nothing wrong with balding at 21 years of age. Unfortunately, I'm going through the same thing. So, hopefully we'll be able to find some treatment for it soon. There are some things to help with that. Anyways, your friends still love you regardless of how far back that shit keeps receding. All the best. And thank you for being a fan. It truly means a lot, and I do appreciate it. Anyways, yeah. Once again, don't let this discourage you, and know that there is treatments. And Novacadry, signing off. Novacadry, I'm sorry if I sound off. I'm sick, and I'm extremely pissed off, but... So, I'm just gonna get quick and straight to the point. I don't want to sour y'all's mood, so... Oh, I'm about to cry. Anyways, thank you both for being fans. I'm just gonna go ahead and go now. Novacadry signing off.
Shout out again to Solidus Nova for finding those, because the first one surprised me a little bit. From what I remember, Uncle Drew had hair until the very end. You know, I thought the genetics on his dad's side might be alright. So, I mean, this Gideon stuff must be really getting to him. The dude is literally balding over the stress because of the heinous actions that he's done in the past. 21 years old, and he's put such a target on him, gained so much attention for his terrible actions, and now that he's facing the consequences, he can put on a smile, he can pretend that everything's okay on his TikTok page. His body is literally revolting against him, whether he's losing hair, getting strange rashes, or just sudden weight loss, which normally we wouldn't be like talking about, but it was so sudden. It's like something seems wrong here, but Nova doesn't seem that concerned. I mean, this guy literally, he claims that some days he cannot even get out of bed. He just has like some strange muscle problem and he just can't get up. If that was me, going to the hospital immediately, but no, he just thinks it's all fine and dandy. He's got bigger problems to worry about, like crying to his viewers. And at first, I was thinking that cameo he sent was like him accidentally going live in his head and he sent it for some reason. It looked like an accident, but then he said, "I'm so glad that I have you two to look out for me." It's like, what? No, this isn't normal, Nova. You don't send people who like paid for videos of you crying. Like, that's crazy work, dude. To me, it's just taking the sympathy ploys and the sympathy baiting to a whole other level. These people are already giving you money. Why do you have to take it a step farther and say, "Hey, please feel so sorry for me"? Like, no creators I've ever enjoyed in my past, I felt sorry for. The people I felt sorry for on the internet videos I watch was like fleeting emotions. Like, oh man, I feel so bad for that guy. And then I move on with my day. That's the kind of stuff you're shooting for, and it's gonna get you nowhere. And speaking of getting you nowhere, Nova is now doing a charity scam. At one moment, Nova's been claiming that he's given 100% of his donations from Paracord to charities and things of that nature. Well, as it turns out, Nova only gives 30%, or who knows if he even gives anything. He's really fluctuating on how much he's going to give to charity, and for a brand that's already earned money, you're trying to have wrestlers shout it out whether they know you're a heinous person or not. I think that's something you should go ahead and figure out, Nova, before you get into serious trouble.
Again, as per usual, shocker, I know. I just want to stop and say reasons like this are the reason that I am a mental health advocate, so no one has to go through my same pain. And don't forget that all proceeds in Novacord Paracord go straight towards mental health charities to help with this. Anyways, back to the video. I just got my hands on the all-new MacBook Neo, and today I'm going to do an unboxing of it. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing the Novacord vest, that's right, this is a business expense. I mainly bought this to manage Novacord orders and do some business on setting up listings. Exclusive property of the Novine universe on TikTok and YouTube. So let's go ahead and unbox this. This is actually going to be my first Apple product that is not an iPod. So first up, we've got the MacBook itself. We're going to... Oops, someone sent me an eBay message. We're going to set this to the side. And we got a Designed by Apple in California sticker. We got the brick and the cable. And I think that's it, except for the laptop itself. Oh, this thing looks absolutely amazing. I got this in the indigo color because my Target only had the blush version. And this is the color that I wanted. Thankfully, the Apple Store did not have the piss yellow version. Opening it up. The Apple Chime! Oh my god, it turned on right out of the box! Holy fuck! This looks so good! Oh my god! Guys, listen to this when I plug it in. Listen. It's got the same chime as the iPhones! I'm sorry.
English is the main language. Press the return key.
I'm sorry, I am so used to Windows, I'm so used to Android. I am just impressed by the clean and polished look of Apple devices. Alright, I am creating my Mac account now. Not showing any of it. Okay, I'm getting sick of wearing the hat. It's just so freaking hot. Siri, play some music. Alrighty, y'all, my MacBook is now all set up. I'm setting up the Etsy store now. So by the time this video comes out, the Etsy store will be public and will be in my solo. Or you can just search up Novacord Paracord on Etsy. Novine Universe, signing off.
I wish I could get so happy about a piece of plastic. I remember being 12 years old and getting my first iPhone as well. The phone games I would play were super fun. Temple Run, hard to beat. Never played many phone games after that, but yeah, top notch. That and Subway Surfer. It's like, I'm just not gonna lose my mind over a piece of plastic. Like, yeah, if I get a new expensive computer, I'm gonna be a little bit excited when I play some brand new games. But no, I'm not gonna lose my mind because of the jingle that was brought up. That's so weird, Nova. And he's doing this reaction to put on for the TikTok. You can tell a little bit, I would assume. But you would think when Gideon's hunting you and he's got the warrior vest on, but you know, he changed it up. He didn't want to disrespect the movie, so now it's a brand new white, and you can just hear Gideon tapping the cupcakes in the background. Predators, come out to play, Predators, it's time to play. And then Nova just reverts back to under his covers, can't stand the heat, so he's got to get out of the kitchen. Or he tells his manager that he can't work around children anymore or teenagers, and he just gets fired immediately because that's just weird. So now I guess anytime we see Nova wearing a vest, we're just supposed to know this is a business expense. And like, Nova, you record yourself eating food. Like, I would imagine that you could write this off as a business expense, but I figure it's just a brand new ploy. He's just gonna walk around wearing that vest out in public, holding his phone up, taking some videos, and be like, look, this is tax deductible. I swear on everything, IRS. I am not doing anything illegal here. He's not even uploading them. He's just having a grand old time, chowing down on all the fast food he possibly can. But I guess that's enough for me today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, follow all the socials down below, use the new hype feature, leave a comment as well, and I'll catch you guys next time.